Praise be Jesus and Mary. Now, what the mother asks of these two apostles, James and John, one of them we celebrate today, James. We might think, well, any mother would ask the best for her sons. And our Lord really isn't questioning that either. But at the same time, he doesn't automatically give her request. You stop to think what that request is. To sit at the right and the left of our Lord in the kingdom, meaning in paradise, in heaven. Our Lord simply says, no, that's not for me to give, that's for those who have been prepared by my Father. But now he then approaches the two disciples, the two apostles, with quite a question. Can you drink the chalice that I'm going to drink? He's not just simply saying they're going to be offered a drink and can they drink it. So perhaps the two apostles didn't understand what our Lord was saying. But what our Lord was really saying is, can you drink? Can you accept the suffering that I'm going to suffer? Can you undergo the passion and death as I am going to undergo? See, when you see the word chalice, that word comes from a Greek word, it's a Hebrew word. That means suffering. It's not just a simple cup. It's a cup of suffering. Can you suffer what I'm going to suffer? And they spontaneously respond, yes, we can. And our Lord tells them, you will. You indeed will suffer this suffering. You will drink this chalice. And, well, in another word, meaning, are you ready to be martyrs? And in fact, St. James was the first of the apostles to be martyred. John, his brother, did not actually die the martyr's death, although there is a tradition that speaks of a martyrdom. That is, that he had been condemned to a boiling cauldron, but the cauldron became an invigorating bath, and so he didn't die from it. He died in his old age, exiled on an island off the coast of Greece called Patmos. But in any case, they did suffer, just as our Lord said indeed they would. So if we really seek to achieve the highest places in heaven, and we should be seeking as high as we can. So our Lord isn't saying don't seek high places in heaven, that is. Right? But he does give us a warning here, and he gives himself as the example. You're going to seek those places. Right? St. Maximilian would teach us, aim higher. So we should be seeking as high as we can. We should be seeking to go as close to God as we can. But it means we have to be willing to serve. That's the prerequisite that our Lord gives here. And the higher our responsibilities, and these two had high responsibilities, they were bishops. They had high responsibilities. What does that mean? The higher you are, the more you are called to serve. It is always a call to service. It is not one to exalt myself or see how good I am. No. But to serve, how humble, how little I am. To serve. That means to reach out to everyone. And what was it they were going to reach out with? And they were called to do so. And so were we. The faith. To bring the faith, to bring the love of God to everyone. There's how we're going to achieve our salvation. There's how we're going to achieve the high places. Not by making myself so great. See, look how great, how powerful I am. No. But see how little I am. Not even to point myself out. Just simply to recognize how little I am without God. But because of that love for God, to reach out and serve the others, bring it to others. That's what our Lord is calling us to. That was the call he gave to the apostles. And that's what he meant when he said, can you drink the chalice that I'm going to drink? Can you suffer what I'm going to suffer? We really stop to think about it. If God calls us to martyrdom. Now, when I speak of martyrdom, I mean that I'm referring to that of the blood. He calls me to shed my blood, to give up my life for my faith. Am I ready to do that? That's what we have to think. If we truly are in love with God, if we do love God, then we are ready. And we can simply say yes. And that's what God is calling us to. Now, does that mean absolutely we're going to shed our blood? Not absolutely. But there's still another type of martyrdom. We're all called to suffer martyrdom one way or another. There's the martyrdom of love, the white martyrdom of love. That means that giving ourselves back to God little by little each day. And it will require suffering because it's going to require giving up of myself to do it. It's going to require sacrifice. You see? So there's always that element of suffering involved. But to attain the love of God, our union with God, it's worth every bit of it. You see? So let's then be ready, always. And that means grow in our love for God each day, closer and closer. So we are ready. And we can say with the apostles, I can. Praise be Jesus and Mary.